So my brothers and my sisters, as we embrace this urgency of creating the beloved community, now is the time to be love. Love means understanding, redemptive goodwill toward all which seeks nothing in return. So be love by implementing the demands of justice to eliminate the school to prison pipeline that has so many black children entrapped. Be love by correcting voting policies that seek to suppress the votes of millions of black and brown people. Be love and implement the demands of justice by transforming a society that is disproportionately violent toward black lives, including black transgendered lives and indigenous lives. Be love and correct false narratives and economic policies that continue to divide and pit poor and working class black and white people against each other. Be love and implement demands of justice where systems and structures are deconstructed and lead the way of living in community that reimagines just, humane, equitable, and sustainable policies, practices, and behaviors. Love your enemies. Bless them that curse you. Do good to them who hate you, and pray for them that despitefully use you and abuse you. Be love and do justice and love mercy and walk humbly with our God.
Students with King serves as the King Center's flagship engagement platform for elementary, middle, and high school students, highlighting the legacies of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Mrs. Coretta Scott King, and the impact of the 20th century American Civil Rights Movement. Our dynamic and interactive programming has reached over 1 million students worldwide. Our core learning programs introduce students to the philosophy of Kingian nonviolence, coined Nonviolence 365, and provide important lessons about how they can apply nonviolence in their immediate environments. Whether you're an educator who is looking for ways to bring the King legacy into your classroom, a student who wants to learn more about this powerful moral movement, or a parent who wants to get your child involved in character building and literacy development activities, Students with King is your one-stop shop for unique lesson plans, teaching resources, educational field trips, and other opportunities to engage with the history of the American Civil Rights Movement and its powerful leaders. We look forward to engaging with you and your students. Together we can build the next generation of compassionate, courageous, and conscientious leaders.
A virtual youth book reading and puppetry presentation. Let me hear you all say yay! Oh, that's great. I am just so excited that I feel like doing my happy dance. Can you all happy dance with me? Happy dance, happy dance, happy dance, happy dance, happy dance, happy dance. Oh, we are going to have the best day ever because guess what? We are all going to read a book called The Litte Bucket by Jeffrey Bates. Oh, there it is. Hi, Litte Bucket. So, let's get ready to listen with our ears. Can everyone point to your ears? Oh, that's great. Now, let's feel with our hearts. Can everyone point to your heart? That's lovely. And with our minds. Can everyone point to your mind? Oh, yes. Oh, very good. Now, if everyone is ready, let's all nod our heads like this. Okay, great. Next, we're going to meet our wonderful friend from the King Center, Students with the King program, Mr. Donald Bullock. Can we all give a big thumbs up to show that we're ready for our special friend? Oh, hi! Hi, Mr. Donald! Oh, I can't hear you! Almost. You got it. You got it.
All right. I had to listen to my ears. I just took it off of mute. But good morning, Mika. Thank you for that wonderful introduction. And I'm going to now go on and welcome everybody to the program. It's so good to see you, and I know you'll be joining me again real soon. So thank you.
You're very welcome.
Good morning. Welcome, everyone. So glad you joined us this morning. I am Donald Bullock, the coordinator of the Student with King program. This is the King Center's flag engagement platform for elementary, middle, and high school students. But before we go on, I want to know where you all are from. We are going to do a roll call where you tell me where you are watching from. I want you to type in your comment section. Type in the comment section and let me know your name, what school you're from, what class is watching with you, and what state or what country you're from so that we can shout out to you in a little while. But while I'm waiting for you to put comments in, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about our program. We offer a series of dynamic and inspirational programming that aims to empower teachers to bring the King legacy into the classroom while providing student-centered programs that support literacy development, character building, and social-emotional learning objectives. Now, teachers, the King Center is open for in-person visits also. So our Student with King Civil Rights Assembly and guided tour field trips commenced in October. So we would love to have you back at the King Center to come join one of these programs. We are currently taking reservations for February and March of 2023. So go to our website and sign in. And at this time, I'm going to ask Mika to come back so she can help me with the roll call. Mika, are you there? Yes.
I am here.
All right, then. We're going to see who is here. We're waiting for roll call. Oh, good morning. We are here in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, New York. Hey, New York. New York is
New
in the
York
house.
City. In New York.
Mika. Oh, go ahead, Mika. We got a fourth grade from Brown's Academy in Alexandria, Virginia. I'm from Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. Yay! Wow. Who do you see, Mika? Who do you see?
Wow! I see Lynette from Canada. Wow! I've never been to Canada before. Hi!
Flint Lake
Elementary.
Yeah.
Hi, Flint Lake Elementary.
Do you see anybody else, Mika?
Oh, let's see. Brighton Charter Kindergarten. Hi, Brighton Charter Kindergarten.
Hi, good morning, kindergartners. How are you?
I see another one.
Oh, okay. Who?
Glendale, Arizona.
Arizona, third grade. I love the third grade.
Me too. I'm in third grade.
Lansing, Michigan. Oh my goodness, I was in Michigan years ago. I love Michigan.
Oh, I see
Elementary here in Atlanta.
Atlanta.
All right, thank you, Anderson, for joining.
I'm so happy to see all of these lovely friends. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. We have so many. Keep putting them in the chat and we'll chat back to you. But now we're going to have to take time, Mika, to introduce someone that's very important to the day.
Yes. I'm so excited.
Yes, I am too. So today I have the honor of introducing our special guest, the author for today, Mr. Jeffrey Bates. He is a father, author, and mentor to many. Mr. Bates has degrees in religion and sociology. He is affiliated with the We Care Forever Foundation in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I hope we have some people from Florida listening out today.
Florida!
Yeah, Florida. We have any Florida people? He's enjoyed getting on the road, traveling, and sharing his many books. Today, we are so happy to be able to have him with us in this virtual experience. However, in 2023, Mr. Bates is ready to visit schools all over the country, not just in the United States. He'll go to Europe. He'll go wherever you want him to come. If you like to let him know, visit his website to learn more about how you can have Mr. Bates in your school. Finally, I'd like to tell you that Mr. Bates, his love is poetry. And you will be able to tell that as he reads his book today. Poetry is like music for the soul for him. Students, teachers, parents, and Mika. Let's welcome Mr. Bates. Mr. Bates, are you ready to fill a bucket book?
Good morning. Glad to be here. Thank you, Donald.
Hey,
Hi,
so
Mika,
glad
thank
to
you.
be here.
Hi, good morning.
From chilly Indianapolis.
We're from chilly Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah.
And people from all over to see you. So I'm going to say goodbye, and I'm going to leave it to you all. Bye.
Hi, Mr. Donald Bullock.
Goodbye, Donald. Thank you. It's so great to be here during the King holiday celebration. So thank you for having me.
Oh, we're so excited to see you because we cannot wait to read your book. Ooh.
Yeah.
Hey, there it is.
There it is.
Mr. Bates, can I pretty please read the title of your book? I've been practicing.
Of course, Mika. Go ahead.
Okay. The Little Bucket. Story and illustrations by Jeffrey Bates. Oh, that's you! That's you!
Yes, that's my book. Let's begin.
Okay.
All right. There was once a little bucket who lived west of Nantucket, where the sun was bright and shining and the flowers were beautiful and reclining. The cloud felt just the same. Even the tree wanted to know his name.
Oh, and look, the tree is even talking. The tree says, "Hey, you." And the flower says, "Hi."
He splished some here and he splashed some there. No matter how much he splashed, he had plenty to spare. Splashing this much, it seemed so rare that he could have been a dunk tank at the fair.
And now the tree says, "How nice." And the flower says, "Thank you."
Yeah, Mika, do you know what a dunk tank is, Mika?
Oh, is that like when people splash in the water like this? Splash, splash, splash.
Yeah. At the fair, right? Yeah.
Yeah, at the fair.
Well, he played with his friends every day and sometimes at night. The fun that they had, well, there was no end in sight. They splashed each other. They were digging it too. They turned the dirt in the mud and played in the goo.
Oh, can all of my friends in the classrooms and at home pretend that they are splashing in the mud too? Splash, 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 splash. Splash, 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 splash.
Every day of the week, he loved to play ball until he heard his mother's call. He knew right then it was time to go, but not until his good friendship to show. He laughed and he giggled and he gave a high five. There's no doubt about it. He felt really alive.
Aw.
Yeah.
High five to you, Mr. Bates.
Oh, but not everyone could splash like he. As a matter of fact, some buckets seemed quite empty. with nothing to spare and nothing to share. So all he could do was offer his care. Oh. So without a second thought, he jumped up in the air to show this friend that he really did care. He poured and he splashed. There was no doubt that he gave, and he gave until he almost ran out.
Oh no, don't give out of water, little bucket.
Well, later that day, as he walked home from school, there was a trail behind him. It looked like some drool.
Ugh.
Yeah. Some kids saw it and were making fun, and so the taunting had begun.
Oh,
It wasn't nice. They were being mean because of this line they'd seen running from his bucket and straight to the ground, which even caught the nose of a hound.
a hound?
Yeah.
Oh, I see the hound right there. Does everyone see him? It's like a dog. A
Yeah,
hound
he's sniffing.
dog.
He's sniffing.
Oh, like this.
When he got him from school, he was telling his mom of the many things that had gone on. And when she didn't listen, he went outside and he attempted to hide from this feeling inside.
Oh no.
Does
Mr.
everyone
Bates,
know what that feeling is? Can anyone relate to that? What that might be?
he looks so sad.
Well, after all this, he felt like something had changed and something inside of him felt rearranged. He didn't know what it was, but his fullness had grown smaller. He'd given so much to that bucket who was taller. Though the bucket wasn't empty, it had surely gone down. And now he felt his face had a frown.
Oh, sometimes I have a frown and it looks like this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's
I don't
okay.
like when I feel like that.
I know. He tried and he tried to get filled back up. He was a bucket, but he couldn't hold a cup. Not a spigot, not a pond, nor raindrops from the sky. There just wasn't enough to fill up this guy. No matter how much went in, he still ran dry.
Oh no, well maybe if we help give him some water, everyone pretend that we're gonna fill up the bucket and go splash, splash, splash. Is it helping, Mr. Bates?
Well, we'll see.
Splash.
Buckets came from far and near to lend him help and aid, and these fine buckets called themselves the Awesome Bucket Brigade, with little ones and big ones and tall ones and short ones, young ones and old ones, and different colors too. But what they put in, oh, it just ran right through. And it flowed all the way from here to Tim Bucket too.
Tim Bucket too?
It's just a kind of a play on words.
I like it. Tim Bucket too.
No one knew why he felt so sad, and they even made fun of the trouble he had, and they just didn't have any more words to say as they shrugged their shoulders and walked away. He'd never felt this lonely or forgotten, and he didn't know why this trouble he got in. Oh,
I understand. I sometimes have felt lonely too.
yes.
Have you ever felt lonely, Mr. Bates?
Yes. That's why I could write this book.
Oh, I see.
Some days passed, and then he heard, in a voice that spoke as softly as a bird, "Look inside your bucket." But he thought, how? He was afraid he might find a cow.
Oh, a cow.
A cow in his
Whoa.
Come on. Come on.
Woo.
When he looked inside, he found a hole right there smack in the bottom of his soul. A hole. It didn't seem right, but he saw it there in plain sight. A hole was there. It was nice and round, and this hole it led right straight to the ground. But around the hole, and I mean all around, the universe and the stars and the galaxies did abound.
Whoa. So he has a galaxy in his bucket?
He had the whole universe in there. Yeah. Well, how did this get there? You may have heard him squeal. There's just not a hole, but the whole universe. Now that's a big deal. He didn't know it was there. It was quite profound. The universe was there and it didn't make a sound. In silence, he stopped to consider all this. Not alone anymore. He was a bucket of bliss.
A bucket of bliss. Oh, Mr. Bates, I have a quick question.
Yes.
So, whole is spelled Hole.
Yes.
And you wrote the whole universe, Whole. Oh.
We have everything inside of us that we need. You just never know what will happen when you give yourself to another, to a friend, a sister, a mother, or dad, or a stinky little brother. When you give your best and give it some time, this truth often rings clear. Sometimes what comes back to you can make your life more dear. Even though for a time it caused some trouble or some pain, what comes back into your bucket does more to plug the drain. The message of the bucket comes as a gift and surprise to you and me, because in it we find a secret meant for all to see. We can't really fill each other up like we would envision. It seems that it's for every person that finding oneself's the mission.
Oh, and it looks like that bucket is saying, and I found it. So
Yeah.
that bucket found his water.
Yes, they both found it together.
Oh, I see.
Yes. And now most of us are like the bucket, each child, each woman and man. We live each day trying our best, doing all we can. And something happens along the way to stir us from our sleep. Its message is clear. If we can hear, it comes from somewhere deep. Look inside. Be a friend. Be a friend to yourself, indeed. It comes as a gift with galaxies and stars and will be there whenever you need.
Oh, Mr. Bates, I think this picture is my most favorite picture you drew, because look at all the lovely buckets.
Yes, they're happy together, right?
Yes, they're so happy together. Oh, I'm starting to feel much, much better.
Yes. And now the bucket has come back to himself. He can feel his fullness again. He's glad for his family and the love of all his friends. He splashes again. Each moment is new, gleaming stars all around. He's glad for this new place inside and the wondrous universe he's found. The end and the beginning. That's
the
my
end and the beginning.
Yes. Now, why would we say that?
Yeah, I don't know. Can you tell us?
Yeah, because he found the whole, he found his whole universe, and he thought it was the end of the story, right? But it's really the beginning of his learning about it.
Oh, yeah. I see.
Yeah.
You are such a good writer, Mr. Bates. Let's all give you a big round of applause. Yay!
Yeah.
Oh, that was such an amazing story. And I have so many questions for you.
Yeah, and I hope that the young readers or listeners were also going to be asking some questions.
Yeah. Oh, hey, my friends at school and at home, if you have any questions, you can type them down below in the chat like this. Type. And we will read some questions out loud from your school. But while we wait for those questions, Mr. Bates, I hear that you know how to play some music.
Ah, yeah. It goes along with the book. Would you like to hear it?
Yes, you have a song that goes with your book?
Yeah, it goes with the story.
Wow.
So the words are splish, splash, giggle, and laugh. If you can repeat with that and sing along. So I'll start and we'll go from here.
Okay, everybody ready?
There once was a bucket who lived west of Nantucket. A happy full bucket was he. Splish, splash, giggle, the flower and the tree. Splish, splash, giggle and laugh. Splish, splash, giggle and laugh. Splish, splash, giggle and laugh. The happy full bucket was
Splish, splash, splish, splash. Oh, I like that song. You're a great music player.
okay. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Oh, I think we have some questions now from our friends.
Nice.
Let's see. Oh, it says, how did the bucket get the hole? I'll let you answer, Mr. Bates.
Yeah. So that's a question that I get most often. How did he get his hole? And as you realize, or maybe have experienced yourself, sometimes in the book, we have the little bucket when he goes to school and he meets the silver bucket. And the silver bucket, if you look at him, he's just not very happy. And so when the little bucket decides to be kind by pouring his water out into the silver bucket, he pours and he pours. And if you think about it, the whole idea is that if we have someone who's just taking our water and we pour our water out more and more, we start to feel a little empty too, and start to feel that, inside of ourselves. So that's the idea. So that's the little bucket might start feeling a little empty himself because he's pouring all of his water out into that silver bucket.
Oh, I see. Thank you for answering that question. We have another question now from Tessa. How did you get the idea from your book? Oh, Owen, 3rd grade. Hi, Owen. Thanks for your question.
Yeah, that's a story that one day I was feeling a little bit like I was pouring my water out, and I started feeling this hole inside, and it was almost like a frustration, and I really wanted to look at that and say, what is that? And yeah, so it's about my own experience, having that feeling and not wanting to lose my water, but trying to maintain it and have keep some for myself.
Oh, I understand that because I have 200 cousins and sometimes we don't always get along and I get so frustrated and it feels like I'm losing all the water in my bucket too.
You have that experience?
Yeah, but we say sorry and then we're friends again and it's like my bucket is filled right back up.
Yep. That's what happens.
Another question from Abel, who is in kindergarten. Why was the universe in his bucket?
Well, Abel, that's a really good question. And this is like, it's just the way to talk about, we have everything inside of us that we need to be and feel fulfilled and happy. And when he looked inside, he found the hole. And so sometimes we can feel discouraged, but if we look further, we find that we have actually everything in us. And that's, we mirror the universe inside of ourselves. And that's kind of deep for a kindergartner to ask that question. But that's amazing.
Abel is a very deep thinker, I think, Mr. Bates.
I think so too.
Oh, I have another question from Mrs. Hernandez's 3rd grade class. Oh, that's me, 3rd grade. Which do you like writing more, books or songs? Ooh, that's a good question. I want to know.
Well, I don't really think of myself as a songwriter, but I've written a few songs. But this, the books, I have other books besides this book. But yeah, I've written. So yes, I don't know.
Mr. Bates, if you wrote some songs, then that means you are a songwriter. Don't you think, everyone? I think you are multi-talented.
Oh, thank you. What?
Ooh, from Pine Street Elementary, 2nd grade. Why did the people have water in their head?
Well, that's just showing a symbol. That's like the picture, the idea that they're full buckets, playing, splashing, enjoying with each other, and that's just the way I showed that in the book. Just happy full buckets. So yeah, that's the idea.
Oh, from Daviana. I hope I said that right. It's so beautiful. In 4th grade. How long ago did you write this book?
It came out in 2014. Yeah. If you look on Amazon, it was 2014. That's when it first appeared. So about 9 years ago. Yeah.
That was how many years ago?
Well, right. It was like almost 9 years ago.
That was before I was even born.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm only 8 years old. Oh, aw, Miss Hennessy's kindergarten class says, we thought this was a beautiful story. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Aw, that's so nice. Oh, from Athena and Hunter. Hi, Athena and Hunter. How do you get past writer's block when you just can't think of anything to write?
Well, that's a really good question, and everybody has to deal with that on their own. It's whatever comes up, and however you start writing. You can be inspired to write something. And writer's block is something that everybody has to deal with on their own. I really don't know how to answer that question.
Oh, aw, that's so nice. I see a comment that says, thank you for reading to us this morning.
You're welcome.
Mr. Bates, I think you are inspiring people from all over the world. Ooh, let's see. PS 132. My 5th grade students say, because everyone has their own bucket and we fill other people's buckets. Oh.
Yeah. Well, that's the splish splash part. That's the idea of splish splash, giggle and laugh. And we do, enjoy each other. That the little bucket at the beginning of the story was playing with his friends out in the, in the mud, and they making mud together and just enjoying each other. So yes.
Oh, that makes sense, because when I play with my 200 cousins, we splash, splash, splash in the carrot mud, and sometimes some water goes splash, and it's kind of like splashing into someone else's bucket, like your book.
Well, yeah, and we all do that and play and enjoy and play, with each other, and so that's the idea.
And is it kind of like when I give someone a compliment and I say, "Hey, I think you are a really nice friend"? That could fill someone's bucket. Oh, how did he put the galaxy in his bucket? Stone Mill Elementary. Hi, Stone Mill Elementary. Thanks for your question.
He just realized it was there. It wasn't really, he didn't put it in there. It was just, he realized it was there. It's all inside of him. It's like it's all inside of us. Everything we have is inside of us also. Yeah.
Oh, I like that. That's very deep. The galaxy is in all of us.
Yeah. We were made.
Thank you so much for your perspective. That is a big word that means for what you think about the story. Perspective. Can everyone say perspective?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Let's see if we have any more questions. Oh, there we go. What made you want to be a writer? Luca, 4th grade. Thanks, Luca.
Well, it was almost something I just started doing. I didn't really decide. It was like I just started writing. And that's the way it could be for all of us. You just start writing and you write your story and you write your ideas. Yeah. And it becomes it's just something that you do. And then I realized that I wanted to publish this, and then here it came, and there it was. Yeah.
Oh, do we have anyone that wants to be a writer from our friends at home or at school? Raise your hand if you would like to be a writer. Whoa, I see some hands.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so cool. Oh, let's see. Thanks, Mika Bunny and Mr. Bates from Canby Lane Elementary, 2nd grade. Oh, you're so welcome.
You are welcome.
I'm so happy to be here with you today.
Yeah.
Oh, hey,
That's my
Jeff.
friend,
Thanks
Naima.
for sharing. Oh, that's your friend?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Bates, I have a question for you.
Yes.
I heard that you have a nickname. Can you tell us what it is?
Oh, I think you know what it is because I told you before.
I do know what it
Told
is.
me a long time ago. And,
Can I tell them?
yep. If I can tell a story first about how it happened.
Oh, sure.
So I'm in the classroom in Florida, and one of the students came up and said, "How do you know what it feels like to be me?" And we talked about a little bit about that, and I said, "Wow, so that's amazing that you can say that." And he said, "Thank you, Mr. Bucket." And I was like, "Okay, that's just too funny."
It's so funny. I like it. I would like to please call you Mr. Bucket.
Okay.
Oh, someone said Portia Steele says,
What's the
That's-
school?
this was beautiful. Thank you for sharing.
Yep. And I know I know her also. So yes.
Oh, you have so many friends. Oh, I think this is a question for me. From Pine Street Elementary, 2nd grade. How did you get 200 cousins? Well, I am a bunny, and bunnies have lots and lots and lots of cousins and sisters and brothers. Do you have any sisters and brothers at home? Oh, raise your hand if you do. Oh, yes, I see lots of hands. Maybe one day you will also have 200 cousins. This was really inspiring. Thank you for reading to us this morning and sharing your personal experiences. 4th grade at Brown Academy in Alexandra, Virginia. Oh.
Wow, you're welcome. It's amazing.
Yeah. Oh, do you want to read this question, Mr. Bates?
It was an invitation. What made you want to do this video and share your story with us? It was an invitation from the King Center and to do this today. And I decided that I would do it. So there we go.
Oh, and from CJ Emmanuel Prep. How did you come up with the title?
Oh, it just occurred to me, the little bucket, the story of the story of the bucket. And I was thinking about it, and that's just what happened.
Oh, I see. And when did you publish your first book? From Nevaeh, 4th grade. I hope I said that right.
Yeah, it was in 2014. So that's when the little bucket came out. And then the second book came out in 2015, it's the sequel to this. It talks about the little bucket deep space meeting. It's a story about an adventure in outer space.
Outer space? Like astronauts?
Yeah, outer space and inner space. It was a dream. Yeah.
And did you draw the pictures for that book too?
Yep, I did. Yes.
Raise your hand if we have any friends that like to color in class or draw pretty pictures. Oh, yes. There are so many hands. Do you know that you can also to be an illustrator for a book with those pretty pictures that you make? Don't you think so, Mr. Bates?
Absolutely. Yep. Dream and be an artist. Share your artwork.
Yes, I love coloring with my crayons. Oh, this book made us connect to another book called The Bucket Filler Book. Thank you. From Flint Lake Elementary, Valpo, Indiana. Whoa, Indiana.
Yes.
Hi.
Hello.
Have you ever heard of this book? The Bucket Filler? Oh, this is a really, really good question. When is your next book coming out, Mr. Bates? Henry, fourth grade.
Well, right now I don't have any in the pipeline, but I have ideas, but I'm not really sure exactly when. My last book was published last year, so actually 2 years ago now. But I don't have any plans on publishing another one at this point.
If you need a suggestion for a book, you could maybe write a little story about a bunny with 200 cousins. From Anakin, kindergarten, right in charter. Mika the bunny, how many carrots do you eat? Oh, carrots. I love them so much. I eat 20 carrots a day because I like to make sure that I get lots of vegetables. And if you didn't know, I also really, really love lettuce too. I make sure that I eat vegetables and fruit and make sure that I eat some grains too. Do you all eat your fruits and vegetables? Oh, that's good. Thank you for your
bunny.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I say you're one healthy bunny.
Oh, thank you. Every once in a while, I'll have an oatmeal cookie. Oh, this is from Zizi, a fifth grader. We noticed that you were also the illustrator of a book. Where did the passion for drawing come from, Mr. Bates?
Well, it's always since I was small. Like you all realize this, the children that are listening, that the drawing, the coloring, when you're young, and yeah, that's just where it started. So, and these pictures just kind of came out, as I was thinking about the book and illustrating the story and listening to the poem. So yes, that's the pictures that came out. So.
Oh, and you are also like a poet. I bet some of our friends at home and at school are studying poetry in class. Can you raise your hand if any of our teachers have taught you how to do poems in class? Oh, very good. So many rhyming words. Oh, third grade, Brighton School. Our class would love to send you letters of our writing. Oh, do you have a P.O. box, Mr. Bates?
I actually don't. But if they want to send an email of their writing, they can certainly do that. I'd be glad to in the email.
Oh, sure. Maybe you can give your email if you have a public one for all of your fans. Oh, I bet you have so many fans, Mr. Bates.
Yeah. Would you like me to give? Yeah, I think it will be given at the end, right?
Oh, yes, that's right.
Yeah.
This book was wonderful, and I really enjoyed it. Winifred, fourth grade. That's me.
Thank
That's
you.
so nice. What inspiration made you write the book? From Landon Emmanuel Prep, first grade.
Well, like I said, I was feeling one day this giving and and feeling this hole. I started calling it was a hole. And instead of expressing, frustration, I wanted to hold on to it and say that this is part of who I was and who I am. So the feeling inside, if it's like a hole, it's not good. It sort of drains people. So instead of draining people, it's about sharing and giving and being kind. So that was kind of the inspiration. Learning how to feel it and not give it out, not express it like that, but then to try and learn how to feel the whole instead of make it somebody else's problem. So.
Oh, I understand. Yeah, this book reminds me of a time when someone made fun of me because of my ears. And, and it really, really hurt my feelings. And I didn't really know what to do. And do you know what I could have done, Mr. Bates?
Well, we've talked about a little bit about bullying. And sometimes when a bully would come along and that silver bucket's the idea is that they have a hole in there and they're asking other people to put their water in them so that they can feel better. And so I don't know what you could have done other than to think about that's a bully doing that to you.
Bully. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, somebody that's not a happy person, and they may have this feeling inside that they want to,
Oh, I see. Well, maybe next time, if that happens again, I can tell a grown-up or a teacher, and then maybe later we can be friends, just like in your book with the 2 buckets. Ooh.
That's right.
Oh, 5th graders, Zizi, Eva, Gabrielle, Callie, Dylan, Wojtek, and Gideon. And please forgive me if I said it wrong. I am only 8 years old. From PS 132. What advice would you give us if we wanted to do a children's book as a class project? Ooh.
Wow. I would say, first of all, think about or get together and talk about what is the idea? What would your idea be? Your to get together and talk about what your idea would be, and then listen to each other using your imagination, and then you would be able to create a book out of that together.
Good luck with your book. That is an amazing class project.
Yes.
And I have one more final question for you, Mr. Bates. How can our listeners get in touch with you?
Well, if they would like to reach out, they can go to my website, which is JBAuthor6. There, it's across the bottom, .wixsite.com, and then the little bucket. And they can also go to Amazon if they're interested in purchasing their own copy of this book. And I say that, the more these things can be practiced in a class or in a classroom or with your children, the more you can start to realize some of the questions that come up. And the questions that come up are the main learning that you'll be able to get out of the book. So practicing it, learning it. Yeah. So that's the way you'll be able to.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bates. I hope all of you who love the book go onto Amazon and get a copy. Then you can read it and show your friends and family. And if you visit his website, you can surely send your writings right there. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Now, if you all are ready to love like our friend, the little bucket from the story, let me hear you all say, love.
Love.
Oh, great. I just want to take a moment and say thank you to all of our friends for joining us today for this very special event with the King Center and Mr. Jeffrey Bates. You were such a wonderful audience.
They
Okay,
were.
I'm gonna go and play with my cousins now, and I will see you all next time. Mika the Bunny, out. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Jimmica Collins, and I am a puppeteer at the Center for Puppetry Arts. It was so much fun getting to bring Mika the Bunny to life for you today. Hi, everybody. She's pretty cool. Oh, thank you. If you would like to see more puppets, please come to the Center for Puppetry Arts. The Center for Puppetry Arts is a magical place in Midtown Atlanta where children and adults can experience the wonderful world of puppetry. There are performances and workshops and a World of Puppetry museum, yeah. And we have digital learning programs and outreach programs. You can find out more information at puppet.org. Bye, friends.
Hey, I hope everybody's doing great. Good morning or good afternoon or good evening, depending on where you're coming from all across the world. My name is Ian Elmore Moore. I'm the director of the Beloved Community Leadership Academy at the King Center. It's a new premier entrepreneurship program for youth and young adults ages 13 to 18. To learn more about the Beloved Community Leadership Academy or any of our youth and young adult programs, I invite you to visit our website at www.thekingcenter.org. Next week, Students with King. When is the next Students with King Reading Corner event? It will be on March 7th. If you like this event, if you're interested in having more of these events come into your classroom virtually, please, again, visit our website at thekingcenter.org. And the next Students with King Reading Corner will be on March the 7th. I would like to say thank you to our entire King Center KHO team, especially my co-chair, Mr. Donald Bullock. I would like to also say thank you to our partners at the Center for Puppetry Arts, Ms. Jimmica Collins and Dolph, our special guest author, Mr. Jeffrey Bates, and you all for participating in our virtual reading of The Little Bucket. Please follow the link to connect with Mr. Bates for him to visit your classroom and to purchase the book, The Little Bucket. We are also asking you, our partners, to help us by completing the survey. After every Reading Corner event, we like to get your feedback so we can improve the service and experience for you. So you can take out your phone and you can scan the QR code to complete our survey. To learn more about our other events during this KHO week, please visit our website at www.thekingcenter.org. And on behalf of our CEO, Dr. Bernice A. King, thank you for your participation and have a great 2023 King Holiday observance. Thank you. Take care, everybody.
Nonviolence is the answer to the crucial political and moral questions of our time. The need for man to overcome oppression and violence without resorting to violence and oppression. Man must evolve for all human conflict a method which rejects revenge, aggression, and retaliation. The foundation of such a method is love.
Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. changed the world when he demonstrated what could be achieved through nonviolence. Now, you can learn how to live and practice this philosophy yourself through Nonviolence 365 Online, an innovative digital experience developed by the Martin Luther King Jr. Center for Nonviolent Social Change. Nonviolence 365 Online features extensive video interviews with real nonviolence practitioners, including the King Center CEO, Dr. Bernice A. King, King Center certified instructors and trainers, and veterans of the civil rights movement. Explorations of the historic campaigns that helped Dr. King forge his philosophy. Immersive, annotated reading experiences that enhance Dr. King's most influential writings on nonviolence. custom activities, including quizzes and interactive scenarios to help you practice along the way, real-world exercises to help you start applying nonviolence in your daily life. Nonviolence 365 is a love-centered way of thinking, speaking, engaging, and acting that leads to personal, cultural, and societal transformation. It isn't just a concept for philosophers or political leaders. Nonviolence 365 is a powerful, practical approach to dealing with conflict and dismantling injustice. Whether it's in your personal life, in your school or workplace, your local community, or a national movement. Dr. King, Mrs. Coretta Scott King, and many others sought to create the beloved community, a society built on global cooperation and equity. This wasn't a lofty utopian dream. It's a realistic and achievable goal because each and every one of us has the power to make it happen by committing to nonviolence as a way of life. Take the first step today with Nonviolence 365 online.